Listen, Jensen, do you want City's home or do you want City's away? Because we're European champions, we've got to dress up right. Let me know what you want.
Well, Steve, what's going on out there,
Yeah. He didn't deliver someone's kebab in time, so he's being reprimanded.
Four of the bastards. Kebab cake.
We don't understand French, but he said, so that to me means he's all over the fucking road.
Said, Steve, you're not happy with the service?
We're in the dugout at the Metropolitano. I'm not getting warmed up. Can't be arsed doing Tevez.
What are you saying, Gaffer? Big on Scott Carson?
Scott Carson's in that.
Scott Carson, left wing.
Go on, Steve, tell him.
Why aren't you here with us, you shit house?
Apart from anything in this league, look, Arsenal have done all right, haven't they? They've done all right, but they will say we lost it at Villa.
Fuck them cunts. I don't even want to talk about them. You're another salty Arsenal fan who's going to spend next Sunday in his bedroom crying his fucking eyes out, singing North London forever, whatever the weather, Trevor. Now fuck off to AFTV because we don't want you in here, mate.
We got Super Mick Arteta. Steve, you're not happy with the service? Good morning, welcome back to We Are the South Stand, and I've just realised that I've spelt Manchester City wrong on the overlay, but I will change that right now. Oh, while we also say, yeah, I'm going to have to go and change that literally right now, aren't I? But happy birthday, Big Steve. Happy birthday. And actually, looking at your pictures, you're no longer Big Steve. You are now officially Little Steve, because I think you're thinner than me now. But hope you have a good birthday.
Happy birthday, Big Steve.
Many other returns, mate.
And it might be also a case that he, just letting you all know. We've been having this.
While you're chatting, can you just get onto that and change the tag?
I am doing it, you knobhead. Some of us come
Well, it looks terrible.
Right. Well, in that case, do you want me to just be silent while I do it? So we just sit here like this? Or do I continue while I try and do it in the background? I continue to have a conversation. But now you've just thrown me off. That was it. What I was going to say is, me and Pat were just talking about the Club World Cup. And it looks like my bet is coming home because Big Steve basically said this morning he's going to fly out for this semi-final. So any American fans, Steve's going to be over in your neck of the woods very, very soon. You lucky bastard. And Pat, looks like you're going to be over there as well.
If we make the final, yes, I will. Whether that means forking out at the moment, $722 US for a ticket.
Is that what it is?
Right now it is.
The thing is,
it has dropped. It has dropped since the start of the tournament. The start of the tournament, it was a very affordable $892 US.
Okay, yeah, so it is going down.
Now it's at a budget price of $722. And just for the record, I just want to add it on as well too. I said this on Make You Anyway a few hours ago, for those who didn't hear it. But I was at the same stadium, the MetLife in Jersey. Back, you remember we played pre-season in 2018 against Liverpool there? That was at the same stadium. I think I paid about $100 US for the ticket, and it was like, sort of just behind the goals, like with all the New York Sky Blues and other supporters clubs. And it was a fun day out. It rained a bit, but it was a fun day out. The ticket was about $100. Right now, if I want a ticket in the same spot for the Club World Cup final, it's going to cost me $24,000 US.
Rip off.
What I really hope for is if we make it to the final, hopefully we play a South American team, because
for the fans,
because the demand will be there, but the demand will be there, but they'll be pushing really hard for FIFA to drop the prices.
Right? Okay. Yeah. What, for lower prices?
Yeah.
Okay.
You've got to make it affordable for everybody, and particularly with all due respect to South Americans, but they still have relatively affordable ticket pricing over there.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, well, you have to look at the cost. You have to look at the cost of living. You have to look at the cost of living. 1,000,000%. You have to look at the cost of living. Yeah. I think, and you're right. As an example, if it's Real Madrid in the final, then not just. I mean, look. Let's be honest with you. Real Madrid fans, as in the actual game-going Real Madrid fans, they don't travel well at all. In fact, for me, Real Madrid fans, travelling-wise, are one of the worst sets of fans. We see it every season whenever we have them quarterfinal, semi-final of the fucking Champions League. They don't fill their allocation at the Etihad, which, if that was us, right, imagine the shit we would get. These are, and I get it, they reach semi-finals and quarterfinals all the time, but they travel really, really badly. But the difference is, if Real Madrid are in that final, then a lot more tourists will want to go to that game because it's Real Madrid. So, right then, there is 122 of you in here. The likes are not even on 50 yet. So people, please, please, please. It's really important when we start a show, or even before we start a show, that we get these likes up and over 100. They need to be hitting the 100 mark as early as possible. That will help this show to be pushed out to a lot more viewers early doors. They come in, they smash the like button, gets pushed out to even more. So people, please, please, please. I don't ask for super chats ever. Don't ask for any of that. They are greatly appreciated for a waste man like me that doesn't work anymore. But I do ask that free like button is lit. It doesn't cost a penny. So please, please, please drum that thumb. Right, I just want to go through a few other things quickly, as in videos, because I uploaded a load this morning, and I'm trying to work out which ones are which.
My maker, Man United.
I mean, so that was Luke, MCFC lads in Bratislava. But if I'm going to play you that one of him, I also need to play you this one of him. And there's a story behind this, because that night, Luke was on to me about drinking my cocktails, calling me a fairy, right? And then the next day we get to the ground, and me and Steve, we haven't seen Luke all day. Then at half-time we go into the toilets.
How you doing, mate? Yeah. Go on, lad. Oi, kiddo. Oi, kiddo.
I stick to cocktails.
It's still going.
I swear down. Imagine someone's giving you shit all day for all week while you've been over there for what you're drinking. You walk into the toilet at half time and he's yakking up in a bin. We didn't even know it was him at first. We thought it was a young lad just throwing up in a bin. And hey presto, it was MCFC lads.
Was he holding his drinks? Was he having a technical yawn because he couldn't hold his drinks, or because the bartender tried to charge him more than €5 for a drink?
the thing is, what he was saying was that he'd been spiked. He was going, "Oh yeah, this is it must." Actually, he was saying to me, "It's not the drink. It's not the drink. I think it's something I've eaten." But what I would say to that is, Luke, in that case, stop getting your meal deals. Stop being cheap. Stop getting your out-of-date sandwiches, right? And then that won't happen. So that was one. A few others I want to play. Right? Do you lot know? Do you know this guy?
Girl, you're doing it well.
Harry? You know him. Briggsy.
Yeah.
You've seen Briggsy on LB's chat in the comments, right? So
Briggsy's been on a couple of watch-alongs on this on Mancunian Way on
right, okay. Well, here's Briggsy, how you've never seen him before. Again, Bratislava.
Hot girl, you're doing it well. The way hips move got me under a spell. Right now, I don't really care who's watching. I want to dance all like none. No one's stopping me. You. Pretend you're not here, just do what you do. I might kick back because I've got a nice view. Wow, feels like a deja vu. Girl, you look familiar. Where do I know you from? Have you been to visit me at harryjbrigham.com?
Get up there. How's it go? Here's Cal doing it.
Hold on, carry on. He hasn't got to the chorus yet.
Come and get you some candy. Come and get you some. Come and get you candy.
No, I need the chorus.
That is the
No,
chorus.
you were saying something about a fucking pig.
I didn't say nothing about a pig. That was me.
Oh God! And then this one was another one from Bratislava. This is the full words to, well, you know the song.
Nothing's on the waiting for me there, with a pint of their face, and a bucket of shite, and it keeps me going through me day and night. Show me the way to Istanbul. Rugby's gone in the Champions League final. With Man City and we won the treble. Greatest game you'll ever see. City!
I swear down, he is the funniest man alive. If you ever see him, and you will see him at games, he's home and away. And you tell him the name of any player, he'll come up with a chant in about 20 seconds. The guy's unreal. Next one. But, and there was a reason why I've been playing these chant videos, because, Alan, you shared the best chant of all I have seen. I'm taking the piss, but I've got to play it. Last one, I promise people, then we're going to talk football.
I pay 300 million, when Cherki's only 30 million. Liverpool are getting scammed by 0.1 billion, and they're gonna have to pay for it. Sha-la-la-la-la-la-la-la, Cherki, sha-la-la-la-la-la-la, Cherki, sha-la-la-la-la-la-la, Cherki, we ain't paying 300 million. Sha-la-la-la-la-la-la-la, Cherki, sha-la-la-la-la-la-la, Cherki, sha-la-la-la-la-la-la, Cherki, we ain't paying 300 million.
We're the famous Man City. We're in Bratislava too. We're coming after your Foxy crew.
Right, that's it, I promise.
I'll tell you what.
That's Mike from Leicester, isn't it?
That's Mike from Leicester, yeah.
Yeah. He, I think I had a good chat with him at Saudi Arabia, and he just had the look of a man who had been starved of alcohol for a few days.
Bro, that is it. that is it. Listen, by the end of that trip, I didn't go, but I heard that Mike was swapping flip-flops with locals, right? And that is what no alcohol to Mike from Leicester does.
Yeah.
Honestly, swapping flip-flops with locals. But
mate, the 3 days in Saudi Arabia, I was at starved of grog. I was meant to be home in time for Christmas. I said, screw that, and gave myself a Christmas present. Stayed 2 nights at the Palm in Dubai and got absolutely sloshed at the minibar.
What, didn't go home?
Nope, I missed Christmas.
Let me know.
I missed Christmas. Bollocks to it now. I
would have come out there. I would have come out there. Well, I'm not going to say who, but I did hear that trip, a certain footballer's father, was due to, went out to Saudi Arabia, and when a certain someone got there, they rang him, said, hello, mate, where are you? Do you want to meet up? And he said, nah, I couldn't get a pint anywhere, so I've checked into a hotel in Dubai. I'm going to fly in and out for the games because I can't be there and not have a drink.
I know a few of the guys over there that did that.
Yeah,
they stayed in Dubai and literally did a FIFO, fly in, fly out on the day.
Yeah, mad. I mean, if you got the money, which if you're a footballer's dad, you got the money, I guess. Shout to Stillsy for the super chat saying happy birthday, Big Steve, and good morning to Daps, Patrick, and Alan. Appreciate the super chat. Thank you very much. Right then, let's talk football. And what actually? Yeah, there's something I want to watch. Right, we're going to do a little watch along, in fact, right? I've seen something on YouTube that interests me. So we're going to watch it together.
All right, go on then.
Bear with me. Let me share screen. We're all going to watch it. This includes yourself. Make sure you're getting those likes up. We're going to watch it. It's from our good friends at TalkSport, right? Entire screen. Perfect. This should work. And hopefully I don't get a copyright ban on it. But I want to hear what is said, because it's Scott Minto backs Man City to win next season's Premier League, City of a few seasons ago, which ultimately is my take from what I've seen so far this summer. But I want to hear what our good friends at TalkSport, that basically never usually talk about City unless it's negative. I want to see what's said. So let's watch this together. I might pause it at some point, but can you hear it?
No.
Hold on. Bear with me. I need to do something different. Present, share screen. That's it. Also share tab audio, which is on entire screen. Also share. Yeah, sorry. Right.
Go again.
Hold on. We will go again if it lets me. Share screen. Why didn't it let me share screen then? Because I haven't clicked it yet, that's why. Share tab, audio, boom, boom. Right. Right then, hopefully you can hear it now. Let me know. Put a thumbs up if you can hear it.
Under no pressure, really. And there are gifts being given to plenty. Rockets. This is a real statement of intent. A 5-star performance by Vlahovic. They win Group G.
I'll tell you one thing. I'm definitely going to be copywritten striked for this. But anyway, we move.
And they win this game in Orlando against Juventus by 5 goals to 2.
It's TalkSport, it's Sam Face and Scott Minto, and they dealt with sizzling heat to produce a statement victory. But Guardiola was very, very impressed by Manchester City's 5-2 win over Juventus last night. It's a long time since we played like that, he said. Were you as impressed?
Yes, very much so. And to the point where I was sort of thinking the way that Liverpool are sort of making early signings, I do believe, and we'll come on to Arsenal, they will get that striker and they'll be up there. And City, with all the new rebuild, I've said this to you a million times, haven't we, on the TalkSport All Access podcast.
If you financed a car in the UK between 2007 and 2021, you could be owed up to...
For City to do what they did, 4 straight league titles, it's never happened before in the history, in 135 years. So there was always going to be a bit of a drop-off.
Was that praise from TalkSport? Fucking hell, mental.
It being that much of a drop-off. Pep thought, I've got 1 year left of my contract. I'll just see it out. He was talked to by Brazil and the England national side as well. So he just thought, let's wait and see. And then the drop-off, he thought, I can't leave them in the way they are. But it's an absolute rebuild. So I'm now thinking, players have come in January. They've sort of sneaked into the Champions League places, but it's still not really, what you'd expect.
I mean, we finished third, to be fair, so we didn't sneak in. When I think there's 6 Premier League teams in the Champions League next season, and we came third, we definitely didn't sneak in.
From this City side, obviously lost the FA Cup final. It's going to take another year for all these to blend in. Now, look, I'll caveat it with it was a poor Juventus side, and it is a poor Juventus side, but I saw Manchester City individually, as a team, offensively, defensively, high press, knowing where each player needs to go. This was like watching Manchester City of a couple of seasons ago. And honestly, Sam, I don't say that lightly.
We know they hit the brick wall last season. I thought, like you, without the ball, they were so aggressive last night. And if you look back at that particular aspect of the game, the press, that was the key facet that they were missing, not executing properly last season.
He's not wrong with that, to be fair.
The fact that they've done that could set them up for a much better season this time around.
I think that, they lost their mojo. They lost their sort of aura, not necessarily because they weren't good going forward. They still scored goals, but it was because they were so open and they didn't do the press. And even when they tried to do the press, people could pass around them. What I saw last night, and again, we have to say it's a poor Juventus side, but it's still Juventus. They do have good individual players, was a team where it just really surprised me. It looked like the team they've been together for a couple of seasons, not sort of thrown together in, whether you call this a pre-season or a proper World Cup tournament. Everybody knew their role. And defensively, they didn't allow Juventus to get 3 or 4 passes together. It was something like high 70s in terms of ball possession.
76% possession, right. 34 shots to 5, 738 passes to 219.
Wow, that's mad. I didn't even know those stats. That's insane, I didn't realise 34 shots. One of the things we had an issue with last season was how many shots we were having, right? We just weren't having enough shots. Now all of a sudden, people, I'm not going to keep playing talk shite because it is talk shite, but I just thought I'd share that because I wanted to see what they said. Now we can move on from this now and we can have the chat.
Well, I don't know how long it went for, but for that alone, I could just say, thank you, TalkSport, for giving praise to City without having to mention 115 at any point, just to double down.
Yeah. I mean, there are people, all right. There's backhanded compliments in there, like the repeatedly mentioning, "Oh, this is a poor Juventus side." But I agree with what they say, and this is a thing where we've brought in 3 players, right? And this is why probably we still know what we're supposed to be. We've brought in three players. Reijnders, Nouri, Cherki. Cherki's more coming on as, I guess, as an impact player at the moment. That's why we're looking better. But they are right, aren't they? The speed we're moving the ball out's different. I 100% agree with what they said about the press, because that was something that that was really, really bad last season. And I think I like what they said there, because I know there's people that still think defensively. I hear it every show, and I've seen it already in today's show. That basically, we still need to sort out our defence. But Diaz isn't good enough. Akanji's weak. But we do also have to remember that a Pep Guardiola Manchester City, the best form of defence is winning the ball high up the pitch. Right? So the best form of defence is actually not on the defenders. It's on the midfielders and the attackers pressing high and winning the ball back before it even gets anywhere near the defence. And they're true what they said about that. And we were seeing that. Now, what I wanted to speak on this show about was we've got these new players coming in. Cherki, Reijnders, Nouri, Marmoush, I'm still classing as a new player. But I want to look at players like Foden, players like Doku, players like Savio, and think this season for all 3 of those is probably a sink or rise to the, like, what is it they say? The cream always rises to the top. It's sink or swim, but I don't even think it's sink or swim, because sink or swim is almost like treading water. But what I'm more trying to say is this season, can Savio, Doku and Foden once again rise to the top? Playing with a functional Manchester City team, will that bring the best out of Doku and Savio as well?
There's no excuse this season, because now they've got the resources around them, resources at their disposal to succeed.
Yeah.
And so far from what we've seen in this small sample size of these last 3 games, it would suggest that yes, Doku and Savio look like they're ready to play and they're able to. But we're able to see their full potential because they're going to have the right players around them. So, yeah, there's a lot of things to be very optimistic about. I think going back to the shows that we've had here for the last few months, perhaps we talked about many different things to be optimistic about next season.
Yeah.
Well, this was even before we anticipated what signings were going to come through the door in this first little small transfer window as well. So again, even more positives to look forward to as well. And just the way that this squad has been gelling with the new players and the way that new players seem so comfortable there already is really important. But as you said, as you sort of just glossed over there just briefly, was sometimes it's good to see how the new signings are fitting into the club.
Yeah,
but I think it's also just as important as that you establish senior players. How quick do they have some sort of the ones who might fall a little bit out of favour from a poor season? How quickly do they, not resurrect, but just a small revival on their career? Basically, are they able to get back to the way they were in previous seasons, award-winning seasons or multiple trophy-winning seasons? Yeah. So it's just so many. The checklist that I have now in terms of things that I'm optimistic about for next season and look forward to, like certain players, certain formations. It's just the list just keeps growing and growing every single day, and it's one of those things where I'm kind of glad that we have this tournament because we're able to get a nice little sort of preview of next season.
Yeah, 100% agree with you. Do you know what? So I'm going to start this comment because I want to come back to it. But it's something that Steve mentioned on show I did with him yesterday. We did a kind of early match reaction, short show yesterday doing a match reaction. And he was spot on when he said that, after the back of last season, and let's just say last season, it wasn't a good season. We finished third. So do you know what? It's the best bad season I think anyone could ever have, right? If that's our worst season, then I'm here for it, right?
I think one of the biggest differences between what I saw the other night and last season was we've suddenly got legs in midfield, so we could press, and up top as well. We could press aggressively. If you look at it in the season, we had old people in midfield, and that included KDB.
Yeah, thank you for mentioning that because he's the one that people always glaze over. And this is not KDB slander at all, but people glaze over the fact that he was one of the unks and he was one of the ones that, however much he tried his hardest and gave his all, by about the 65th minute, he was always blowing out his arse.
Well, it's the pressing from everybody because you have to press together. You can't just press just one or two of you, and the pressing together. Because there's a lot more energy in the team, it's a lot younger, especially in the engine room. I think it's made a huge difference. But let's get this right. It's one game.
No, it's 3 games, actually.
Well, for 3 games, but at the end of the day, I want to see them do that. I want to see them do it in the Premier League.
Is it 4? It's 3. It's 3.
Well, it's gonna be 4.
Oh, going to be 4, yeah. I know. I hear what you're saying, but
it'll be 7. It's going to be 7, 8.
It is, and this is the thing. I'm not here to get carried away and say Man City are back. By the way, look, let me say it again. Liverpool won the league, and Liverpool have strengthened. We are playing catch up right now, but the positives I'm taking for is on the pitch. We're seeing a team that are running for each other again, because as well as the fact of the age of the midfield, there could be an element last season that people gave up at some points, right? I do honestly think, look at that United game, the away game against United, right? Yeah. That was not the type of energy I'm used to seeing from this Manchester City team, right? It really wasn't. The energy was off. Whereas now, everything we see on and off the pitch looks more like the Manchester City we know and love. And what Steve had said, what I was going to say is that this tournament's come at the perfect time for us. It's like season over, week or 2 away, whether it be international break or week or 2 away from the club, few new signings come in, and then we go again. Rodri's back. The new signings have come in. We've got new coaching staff that are eager to talk with the players, get to know the players. We saw that from the first training session where you're seeing Kolo, Toure, vocal. You're seeing Pep Linders, Gundo. It's just completely different. Flown off to a hot climate, almost like a summer holiday with a bit of football, right? And it seems to have lifted, not just, it's even lifted us. is everything about the club has just been lifted. It's great to see now.
You touched that there, I think the biggest difference of all is fresh coaching staff.
Yeah,
I really do. I look at how more energy they've got, and more intense they've got with the players.
Yeah,
has made a huge difference, and it's like a fresh start.
Really is. People, get those likes up. We're on 99. Let's get those up and over 100. 188, 200 of you in here. Let's get those likes up to 150 now, please. Right. I wanted to come back to this because this is the one that I think Doku is a real interesting. I think Savio as well, by the way, but I think Doku, because Doku's coming into his third season. I don't really see many people say, Savio, we need to sell him, but I do see this whole get rid of Doku. Doku can only play, and I've said it as well, I don't know if Doku can invert. I don't know if Doku can just play as an out-and-out winger. But this tournament, let's be honest, Doku looks like a man possessed. Doku looks like a man that is here to fucking tell everyone, I ain't going nowhere, I'm staying and I'm fighting for my position. And what Sean said, I don't know if it's versatility of Marmoush, Cherki, Foden and Bob, but it seems like Doku in particular has really pushed himself, and maybe it's because of competition. I agree with you 100%. Totally. 100%. And that's the thing, that away from the goals that Doku scored this tournament, last game we saw him playing more in a central role.
Yeah, it did.
And I don't know. And this is the thing, that last season, when we look at Doku and Savio, we have to say they were playing in a dysfunction in Manchester City. Now they're playing in a Manchester City with Rodri back, with Reijnders, which instantly is two players that are picking out passes better, are playing the balls they want to their feet. I mean, that ball from, in fact, Nouri, the ball to Doku from Nouri for that goal against Juventus was absolutely perfect. But what also was perfect was the way Doku took his first touch. That first touch was phenomenal. That first touch, if Haaland did it, we'd be saying that is exactly what you want to see your striker do. The first touch just took the defender completely out of the game, sent him to the shop.
Do you know what I personally think that the one that's made the biggest difference in midfield has been Reijnders. His carrying with the ball, pattern, and his energy and his athleticism has been second to none. He's made a huge difference.
Yeah, agreed.
He really has.
Yeah, agreed. Him and look, Cherki, I think the type of player that Cherki is, Cherki's probably given us exactly what we want. He's given us little moments that get us up off our seat, right?
He's a flair player.
He's a flair player, 100%. And you know, the first game I completely have to rule out because he got played in a false nine position. I never want to see Cherki with his back to goal, right? That's just not the way. You know, did we ever want to see King Clancy with his back to goal? No, right? You want to see King Clancy running at defenders, right? Same with Cherki. But with Reijnders and Nouri, and we all knew that, you know, we've seen Nouri at Wolves, so we know what he's about. And, you know, all you have to do is, you know, watch a 10-minute clip of Reijnders or go and watch Holland. You know what Reijnders is about. You don't win the Italian League midfielder of the season by being a bum, right? But the way they've come in and hit the ground running is just phenomenal for me. Like, even though we know they're good, it's just how good they've been. It really is. I agree with you on this one. We will have two systems, one with Cherki, Foden, and one with the wingers. We all agreed on that, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I think so. Who's because I haven't really. Who's impressed you the most? Is it Reijnders then, Alan?
Reijnders for me.
Oh, what's going on there?
That's gone.
He's gone. I'll be back shortly.
Yeah, Reijnders for me, without a shadow of a doubt. Is what we've been after all last season.
Yeah, facts. Big facts. And Pat is back, I think. Yes, he is. Oh, no, you gone again, Pat. You came back, you were there, then you've disappeared again. He'll be back in a second.
And Nouri's a good player.
Yeah.
Played the Premier League. He's good. He's lively, which is great. I like to see him under pressure as a defender, so I can judge him as a defender. We'll just have to wait and see on that.
But if Nouri continues to look as good as he's looking so far, going forward, but you do see he looks a little bit maybe not as good defensively. Is that even an issue at Manchester City?
Exactly.
Is it an issue? Like, genuinely? Because this is not... I mean, the perfect thing is we always use the risk versus reward thing, right? That if you look at Ederson, is Ederson as good shot stopper as Courtois? No, he is not, right? You know. However, which one's better for Pep's system? Right, it's risk versus reward. You know the risk with Ederson. Prime example, does Ederson come rushing that off of his line a lot? Yes. How many times does he stop counters because of it? A lot. Risk versus reward. Same with Nouri, that could you play Pep's style of football with a left back that doesn't go forward and doesn't invert? You couldn't. So
you couldn't.
I don't get me wrong. I do want him to be good defensively. I want to see him have duels defensively and win them. But it's just the whole thing is, again, his job is probably to win the ball as high up the pitch as possible, that we don't need to see him defending. So, and do you know what? When you say who says Nouri can't defend, I'll tell you exactly who. Liverpool fans and other rivals, because I've seen it straight away. You know, I've seen, right? I saw it on TalkSport, so this is now back to slander of TalkSport, saying that Liverpool are buying grade A players and we're buying grade B players. They're meaning Cherki Kirkes. I then saw a Liverpool fan, in fact, on Never a Foul, Thursday night after the game, straight away saying, look, Nouri is nowhere near as good as Kirkes, right? And it's like, based on what? Because for me, you know, I've seen more of Nouri in the Premier League, and he certainly looks better to me than Kirkes does.
It's the same fan base that said Diaz was better than Haaland when they first came.
Yes, it is that fan base. It's also the same fan base, bizarrely, which waxed lyrical about how good Trent is and how it doesn't matter about his defensive ability, right?
Trent's brilliant going forward, but could defend his own paper bag, mate, like anything else. He's terrible to defend.
Yeah. And this is a thing. But my whole thing is that, like I've said this before, Trent is the type of player that I believe you build a squad round. Can he defend well? No. But what you do is you look at Liverpool. The best Liverpool I have seen in my lifetime was the Liverpool of the season they won the Champions League and the season they won the Premier League, right? Mm-hmm. So I can't, we won the league that first season while they won the Champions League. Next season, they won the league, right? That point, Trent was absolutely cooking as a right back, but he was allowed to cook because you have Fabinho, Henderson, and Wijnaldum who would all cover him, right?
Yeah.
You build a team around players like that. So again, if Nouri, and I'm not saying he's bad defensively, but if Nouri offers that much going forward, then simple, you make sure that the likes of Rodri, you make sure that the likes of Reijnders, you make sure that the likes of Vardy all cover him and allow him to go forward. It's as simple as that, because we are a system. We are a system, and there's nothing wrong with being called a system team as well, by the way. Yeah, and do you know what? The maddest thing is that they're going to say, oh, Kirkes is so much better than Nouri defensively. All right, no problem, Mr. Liverpool fan. Tell me about your right back. Tell me about Mr. Frimpong, because however good Mr. Frimpong is going forward, he's not a right back, he's a wing back.
Correct.
So, I don't know where Patrick is. Right, so that is who stood out to you out of the new boys. Who stood out to you out of the old guard, out of the players that have been there for a while?
Well, Foden looks a lot more lively, that's for certain. It was horrendous. It was horrendous at the end of the season. What was wrong with him? No one seems to know. But he looks a little bit more lively, a little more with it. And Gundogan looks fitter. Yeah, he looks more.
Yeah, he does. But I'm not. I do hear that. Maybe time away from Manchester and Wilmslow Road's helping. I don't know, but it's time away from Wilmslow Road. 1,000,000%. 1,000,000%. Yeah. Listen, we need to watch Cherki on Wilmslow Road. Keep Cherki away from Wilmslow Road at every single cost, right?
Yeah.
Because that Wilmslow Road is a dangerous place to go if you like food.
Yeah. If you look at the old guard, Haaland seems a bit more with it. At the end of the season, his body language was awful, I thought, at the end of the season.
Yeah. He looks happier, right? He looks happier.
Yeah, he does. Obviously, all the defenders look better, but whether they've just got fit and not playing with injuries helps.
Well, Diaz's fitness regime is just basically shagging, so he maybe looks fit.
Mate, if he's shagging that girl, mate, all the credit to him. That's what I'm going to say.
That's what I'm saying. But listen, if I was with Maya Jama, I'd be probably 2 stone lighter.
Yeah, exactly. I think we all would. So all credit to him. That's what I say.
Oh, fuck me. Look who's in here. Look who is in here. Mr. I presume that's Mr. Wolfie. Mr. Your Club got rejected by a scrub. And do you know what? This is a late show. I usually go at 10:30, mate. But hold tight, Wolfie. People, make sure you sub to Forest Fan TV. We need to catch up soon, Mr. Wolfie. We need to get a show going through the summer, I think, to be fair. But I'll shout you later, man. Shout you later. Do you know what? The other thing with Haaland, for me... Sorry, Jesus. I feel like Haaland, over the last... I've said this on a couple of shows. If you look at his 3 seasons at City, right?
Yeah.
The first 2 seasons are the most productive seasons.
Yeah.
Last season, he was ran into the ground 1. And why? He had no competition, right? First 2 seasons, he had Alvarez chomping at the bit, right? So firstly, he could afford to be rested. But secondly, he knew that if he did stop scoring goals, we had someone that could come in. Last season, we didn't see that. He now has competition again. Because I'll be honest with you, like the front 3 I'm looking forward to seeing the most. Well, I was looking forward to seeing the most is Foden, Marmoush, and Haaland, right?
Yep.
However, let's be real. Every time we see Marmoush, Savio, and Doku, it works. It's very, very fluid, right? It is. It really is fluid. And Marmoush creates space. Like, will we... So, I don't know. Sorry, Super Chat just came in. Got to put it up here. It's Zayn! Mr. Zayn! Long time no speak. Arsenal will finish higher as well. We have Zubimendi, Eze, and the striker. Come on, you Gooners. Let's be clear with that. I do believe Zubimendi is done. You don't have Eze. And you don't have a striker yet. Currently, you've bought 2 players that no one's heard of. The only 2 players that you've actually bought. Will you finish above City? Listen, you finished above us last season. All kudos to that. You still won fuck all. So I've just got a little message to you. In fact, do you know what? I've got a couple of messages to you. Firstly, from my lovely daughter. Good morning. I am with you-know-who, Barry the boy. Although she's not a boy. And she's got a message for all you Arsenal fans.
There's always next year. Trust the process.
Trust the process. There's always next year. And then a message to you, Mr. Zayn, from our good friend Steve.
You're another salty Arsenal fan who's going to spend next Sunday in his bedroom crying his fucking eyes out, singing North London forever, whatever the weather, Trevor. Now fuck off to AFTV because we don't want you in here, mate.
We've got Super Mick Arteta. He knows exactly what you need to wobble your
you need
fucking
a
head.
fucking miracle. That's what you need
to do. but the thing is,
block him, mods. Block him. We don't want gimps like that in the chat. Moving on.
All of this. But Zayn, you're always welcome here. Appreciate the super chat. I know you're a diehard Arsenal fan, but let's see, man. Get some signings first, yeah. Yeah, but back to Haaland. I feel like he's going to enjoy playing with this new City, with the fact that we're making far more space, and he's going to thrive. He's going to thrive all over this. He's going to thrive on the space being made by the runners.
Mate, it's not even over yet. We're going to make more signings. We're going to get rid of a few, and we're going to sign a few more. So
your good friend Martin, and this is where he appears out of nowhere, is saying we're not signing anyone else.
We will once we get rid of Pedal. We will. All right, fullback, I hope.
I really want this right back. I can't lie to you. Look, I know your take on Núñez already, right?
Listen, I'll be fair without being
go on.
without an agenda. Be fair, he's improved, but he's not a right fullback.
Right, I'm with you on that 1,000,000%. This is you basically are Patrick's back now. Hello, mate. Technicals.
Apologies, mate. Yeah. Browser crapped itself.
Oh, what? Refresh update?
Yeah, the whole thing.
Yeah. Oh, I do love when it does that. Always at the best times. Right. So we're just talking about right back. So Alan was just saying, do you know what? Alan has actually given Núñez his credit, and he's said, you know what? He did get better last season. Here's where I am with Núñez, right? And
what have you done with the real Alan?
No, mate. Listen, you didn't hear what I said. I said he has done better at the end of the season, improved, but he's not a right fullback, and he isn't.
So you're letting him drive the fancy trams?
Yeah.
Do you even drive them anymore? You just sit in them, don't you? They do all the driving themselves, for fuck's sake. People, 233 in here. The likes are only on 133. Please, please, please. I don't want to keep saying it, but please get those likes up. If you're watching this back and watch back, also get those likes up. Come on. It helps to push this out to other people. Right. My take on Núñez. Núñez the other day, he offers exactly what we want going forward, right?
Yes.
He really does. He drives with the ball. He makes those overlaps, those underlaps. He going forward, guess what? Núñez is a midfielder and he knows how to play in the final third, right? My worry is, and do you know what? I'm hopeful. If we're saying with Nouri that Nouri, the thing with Nouri is, you know what? Even if he isn't that great defensively, which, you know, that's just an urban myth at the moment, winning the ball high up the pitch, who cares? We have to say the same thing with Núñez. The one thing we do know with Núñez is, as he is not a right back, we will forever see him make mistakes, right?
Yeah.
And in some games, we will need a right back, an actual right back that's not going to make mistakes. And that is my concern. Can we win the league with Núñez at right back? Absolutely. We've won the league with Zinchenko at left back, right? So we can win and Delph. And you know what? Cancelo, who's a right back at left back. So we've played with people out of position and won leagues. Vardio at left back, Ake at left back. We can keep going, right? But if Liverpool are out here filling every single hole, right, and making sure every single concern is covered, we should be doing the same, right?
Yep.
Right now on social media, you go on any of the big accounts, MCFC Luke's, MCFC Galaxy, any of the big Instagram accounts over the last 24 hours, they will tell you that Manchester City have made between 30 to 50 million euro or pounds so far off of the Club World Cup, right? And that is a fact. We have earned the most money off of this Club World Cup so far, and we've still got more games to come, right? Instead of paying 130 million for Wirtz, we paid 35 million for Cherki, right? Instead of paying 80 million for Morgan Gibbs-White, we paid 50 million for Reijnders, right? There has been, so far, if you look at the budget City had coming into the summer compared to what we've spent so far, and that's without starting to list the fact we've sold Peroni, and I'm sure there's probably a few youngers that have gone as well. The fact we might also bring in money for Grealish. We might also bring in a bit of money for Walker, Stones, or multiple others, Gundogan, Kovacic. There's multiple players that we're also going to bring money in. For me, that money that we have saved has to go on a right back. Otherwise, if we have games next season where bozo moments from Núñez cost us 3 points, we're all going to be here. Alan's going to be here. I'm going to be here. Patrick's going to be here. Steve's going to be here. Everyone's going to be here saying we should have got right back. We just have to go right back for me. We have to. It's for me, it's I don't care about getting Rodrigo. I don't care about getting wingers or any of that. Just get me a damn right back. And do you know what? However much I want Livramento, if it isn't Livramento, do Just go and get me an actual right back. I don't want to see a centre back play right back no more.
Yeah. Also, too, Dubs, just remember too, the club ain't going to buy a right back for the sake of buying a right back either. They will have done. There's tons of scouting.
Yeah,
and there'll be a lot of names out there that we're not aware of. The thing is, it's just the market is so small in terms of available right backs / right wing backs that we would find suitable to play under Pep. Yeah, it just makes it more difficult. And I think once we get past about 2 or 3 names, then we're a bit short, and that's when we start showing a bit of cause for concern. But the way Pep's talking up Núñez, it does sound like he's got him in his plans to some extent. And
it does.
The only other thing I could possibly think is that in terms of the right back market, because once we go past Livramento, once we maybe go past throwing a name out there like a Vanderson or something like that, there isn't really much out there that we're aware of in terms of the market.
Yeah, that
there is one person. There is one man that's aware of what's out in the market there, because his career was based before he came to the city. His career working in club operations was based around heavy scouting, and that was Hugo Viana.
Yeah,
we don't know what Hugo Viana's got in store. We don't know who could be possibly coming through. We don't know what sort of unknown commodity may come through the door. So I'm not saying that's going to happen, but I'm saying that's the way that I think Viana's going to work. We're going to see a lot of under the radar, low key sort of signing stuff that you may not hear about until a week before the signing actually happens. So we're just going to have to wait and see with that. But I still think, in a way, the club are not going to go and sign a right back for the sake of signing one.
No,
They will go in. They won't be scared to go into the season with this sort of system working, where Núñez just becomes the right-sided version of what Delph did, what Zinchenko did, what Cancelo did in a way as well too. So they're not scared to do it. And if anybody out there is throwing their arms up in the air saying we shouldn't do this, well then you don't forget what we did in successful seasons where we made the most of what we did. And Pep showed why he's the greatest manager of all time, because he turns players who
I agree
played
with
their
you.
whole life in one position and turn out to be bloody fantastic in another one.
Look, I agree with you. I don't know, man. For me, Núñez and Kathy, you're right. Who says a new right back won't make bozos? You are right, but at the moment, I think Núñez is making mistakes because he's being put in positions he's not used to. A new right back would be used to those positions. And I just want to, JMC, I really appreciate you're on here. You're so enthusiastic. Your comments and everything. I saw you the other day. You commented on something I spoke about Kuzanov, and something I had heard from 2 people that, to be honest with you, things they've said to me never usually are wrong. And in the comments, you were saying, no, this is complete nonsense. Whatever you said's wrong. I don't know if you are an ITK or if you're, but this is another one. Pep likes him. Only 2 days ago, it was reported that Pep has said he's not sure about Núñez at right back permanently. Yeah. So that it has been said. I don't know if you're in the know. If you are, please let me know. What know you're in. But mate, you say a lot of things sometimes like they're very, very factual, and I do like it because it's positive. But if you know something, let me know, please.
Núñez, to me, is a stopgap right back, right? Who can come in and do a job when necessary, right?
Yeah.
But to sign an actual right back as first choice, for me, is what we need.
Yeah. I hear it. Yeah. What's this? Is Martin the new Fabrizio Romano? As he confirmed, no new signings panel.
I tell you what, we got him going. We got him going today on the Mancunian way. We wound him up big time, where his hands were going up in the air and everything. He snapped. It was brilliant.
Do you know what?
We did
that last night?
No, this.
Last night. Yeah, your morning. I was going to come on. I was on before that on Patrick's channel with him, and I must admit it's so good because. I mean, right now, the way to rattle Alan is just to tell Martin. And Alan, to be fair, you're probably the same on this one. Is just tell Martin that you absolutely love the intros that the Club World Cup are doing. Right. Tell him that you like them and tell him that you need to see them in the Premier League. Tell him that you need... Yesterday, I was saying we need halftime shows. We need a rapper on at halftime.
Mate,
His head goes. His head's gone.
I know. You know they're doing the light shows at the Champions League. He used to go on for half an hour moaning and whinging about that.
But
every single time Martin said something about discussing what the Premier League ideas are for next season, I was saying like this Martin rant was brought to you by Taco Bell, or so like in 12 months time, McCuney Way there'll be like a
sponsorship.
There'll be like a post match with Jackie, and it'll be in the back of a taxi, and it'll be like this leaving the car park segment. This episode of Leaving the Car Park was brought to you by Fake Taxi or something like that. You know what I mean? Like we're just trying to absolutely oversaturate with just the commercialization of this channel.
Listen,
Martin's terrifying.
If there is ever a fake taxi with Martin and Jackie in it, right, then that is the fakest fake taxi I have ever seen in my fucking life. Sorry, I'm swearing before midday.
It was me and Elliot. Elliot was texting me last night. He said to me, "Let's get Martin going. We will start." Says, "Just say we played shit against Juventus." I went, "Done." So I started with that. Then Elliot just dived in.
And hold on. What happened there? Oh, that's interesting, because yesterday Martin on Patrick's channel was trying to really downplay the performance. Not downplay it, but he was going, I'm not going to get carried away, because if we lost to Juventus, same way I wouldn't get carried away. So I'm not going to get carried away. So when someone said we weren't that good, did he get defensive?
Yeah, God, yeah.
Good,
I said
good,
we were
good. Rightly so, Martin.
I said we were average. I think we were average. And he went off. And Elliot was texting me at the same time when I was sat here, and he was just going, "Right, go, we've got him, keep going."
Right, so but you know what? My take on I gave my take yesterday on Patrick's channel about the halftime thing. Sorry, about the light show, right, at the Etihad. It's evening games, and my honest opinion, like people that are offended by the light show, I think need to just grow up a little bit, to be frank with you. Now, do I watch the light show? I don't, right? But as I said yesterday, I am usually necking every single bit of my cider or my hooch, right, before the game starts, right? I want to get, because in England, you're not allowed to take your drinks to your seat. So I'm trying to tank myself up as much as possible. So I don't go and see the lights.
Don't they call you dark fruit snaps?
Well, it would be dark fruit, but it would be dark. It would be dark fruit daps till they brought out the blue. Till they brought out the pink hooch, and now I'm pink hooch daps, right? Or even blue hooch, whichever fucking one. Give it a weird colour, I'll drink it, right? But that's what But that's what I do before the game, right? Some people are tucking into their Bowen's chicken bolty, right? The light show is not there for us. The light show is there for the kids, right? And guess what? I said this to Martin yesterday. I have once or twice gone and watched the light show, and the light show is pretty spectacular, right? This is not like if you go to Brentford away, the light show there is absolutely dross, right? It's awful. Our light show is pretty mint. So I don't really find it offensive. I'm just thinking it's there for other fans. There are kids. We want to encourage, like, same way that we want lower ticket prices for kids, the same way that we want season tickets available for kids. If kids like a light show, then give them a fucking light show before the game, right?
When you think about it, given the manner of the fixture in which it's being done, it's quite harmless.
Yeah,
it's a weeknight. You're not doing it. You're not trying to do something at 3 p.m. on a Saturday. It doesn't belong there. It doesn't belong there. 3 p.m. On a weeknight, like sometimes you need it at a little bit like that because people have just come from work or people are dying to get home straight after the game because they've got to be up first thing in the morning. It's something more for the younger audience, because I think the Champions League has been sort of directed in that way to appeal to the younger audience, and clubs are just sort of getting on board with it too by doing the same thing. I was first set experience, like I was at the Leipzig game 2 seasons ago when we had the it was the match where they unveiled after they unveiled the Berlin and Summerby bronze statue outside.
Was that last season or the season before?
That was 2 seasons ago.
So that was the fucking Haaland. That was the Haaland 7-goaler.
No. This is when we came back from 2-0 down.
Sorry, 6-goaler, 5-goaler, 5-goaler.
No. It was the 4 in a row season They were 2-0 up at
season,
half time.
right.
Openda scored both goals, and then we came back and scored 3.
Right. Got you.
Yeah, but that was where they unveiled, and they did like a full light show, and it was sort of mixed in with like old footage of obviously the Belley and Summerby and that, and the old Boys and Blues song was sung in the ground and that, and it was actually really well done. Now, I'm also of the thought that it's not something that they should do at home every single home game, but if they could do it where they could coincide something to do with the club, then I'm perfectly fine with that. Whether it's the anniversary of a certain player or something big, some big announcements happen to the club or something like that, or some dedication night to some famous former player or something like that, then that's fine. But whether you do it every single home game, I'm not sure. But also, too, I'm not too bothered if they do it every home game, because if you're talking about Champions League at home, then they're only probably playing at home maybe once a month or something anyway. So it's not really exactly the biggest deal for me.
Yeah, no, same for me. Right, people, we're going to get back to football chat. This always happens. Look, it's just the way of City. We will talk about anything to do with Manchester City and sometimes not so. Let's push for those likes. One more, 163 likes. Let's try and get those likes up as close as 200. And then if you're watching this on playback or watch back, this is over to you to then get it over 200, up to 300 and 400 mark. Right, Tuesday. When they say Tuesday, can you two get your English heads on for a second for me?
Yeah.
Or the chat, can you help me? When we say Tuesday, 2 a.m., is that kind of late night Monday for me?
No, that's 2 a.m. for you.
2 a.m. Tuesday morning.
Because we've got the match, we've got the good time again. We're 11 a.m. We're 9 hours ahead. We're 9 hours ahead, so we get the game started at 11 a.m.
Right, but what I'm saying is, so to me, that's ultimately Monday night.
Yeah, Monday night into Tuesday morning.
Yeah, into Tuesday morning. Yeah. Okay, cool. Oh, bollocks, I have my daughter. I might have to see her mum can have her.
Welcome to our world, mate, because that's what we have to put up with.
Yeah, but it's just I have to get up at 7 to take my daughter to school, so I'm thinking, Jesus Christ. Oh, well, we will see. I am watching it either way. So,
crew, mate. You know what to do.
Yeah. Right. I think I've actually, do you know what? I'm having a Sunday, all day Sunday. So I've got some brownie points. Yeah, right. Cool. But what do you want to see from that game? Right. I saw someone say this earlier on. We've seen Rodri. Actually, this was a promising thing. The last game, Rodri played for a lot longer than I thought. And apparently someone said to me, Mr. ITK himself, Fabrizio Martino, told me that apparently that was down to Rodri telling Pep he wanted to stay on for longer.
Yep, good.
It's huge. Yeah.
Do we want to see Rodri start the next game?
No.
No?
No.
I'm not bothered. I'm not bothered if he starts or if he doesn't. I don't see him playing a full 90.
He won't play a full 90 for a while yet, mate. The injuries just happened.
He came pretty close to playing a full 90 the other day, didn't he?
65 minutes.
Yeah, but that's still a lot for someone coming back from the manner of his injury. Anyway,
I
think I said even in the early weeks of after we knew he's going to be out for a long time, I said even if he feels like he's fit to play, I would still put him in that position where he only plays 60 minutes.
Yeah.
Yep, I agree.
Or you invert it where if he plays 60 in one game, then he plays the last 30 in the next game or something like that.
See,
I think if anything, our lineup is less of a concern against Al Hilal than it was against Juventus.
Yeah, so
Cancelo plays, done it as well. Cancelo plays.
Yeah. I'm looking at the next game, and if we do beat Al Hilal, we've got Inter, which is going to be very.
Don't rule out Fluminense though. Don't rule out Fluminense.
Oh, is that who got?
They're playing Fluminense.
Okay.
Don't rule out the Brazilian clubs because they are playing good football.
Yeah, and they seem to come alive even
more.
So
they'll put in 110% against, especially against European clubs.
Yeah, 100%. I tell you what, it would be a big thing for them to win.
One of them goes far.
A million. Look, if ultimately a South American team win a tournament or even get to a final of a tournament against the likes of City, Bayern, PSG, Real Madrid, right? Just to name a few, Inter Milan, who were Champions League. In fact, you know what? Yes, we have Inter Milan and PSG who were at the Champions League final this season. You've got City and Real Madrid who probably have the best record in Europe over the last 3-4 seasons. If you are getting to a final of that tournament, that will help this tournament be seen as, do you know what? It's not a Mickey Mouse team. Do you know what? I even liked the other day, by the way, shout out to your boys, the fact that, because everyone was mocking Auckland for losing 10-0.
Well, they're not our boys, they're our neighbours.
Yeah, they're your neighbours. But
yeah.
That's an insult, by the way, that's an insult to Australians, that. You say Kiwis at Yovcod, yeah.
All right, anyway, so your boys, Auckland, right? Yeah, your boys, brothers, Auckland.
To be honest, Alan, Kiwis get more pissed off being called Aussies.
Yeah, I know.
So that one, though, that game, they went and got a draw, didn't they, against, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah, so, and even that to show, like, fair play to that, so... but no.
And look, I know there was a sense of a dead rubber because Benfica had won that game and Boca needed Benfica to lose and lose by a few. But it is a huge achievement for an Oceania club to do that. Semi-pro as well. Yeah. Like it's still a big achievement, and the prize money that they get is not much compared to what other clubs are getting, but it's still huge for a club like that and for Oceanic football as well.
Absolutely,
it's nice to see some little bit of an underdog story come out of this tournament. It's good, and these are the sort of things that can sort of springboard other teams in this part of the world to do good things. And who knows what might happen in the World Cup, in a year's time. So, nothing but good stuff came out of that. What Auckland City did there, and fair play.
100%. They earned $3 million out. They've earned $3 million out of this tournament. Massive. Right, so. Oh, this is interesting. Right, does Nouri start?
Yeah.
Nouri v Cancelo. Very fucking interesting.
Good.
Very interesting, that.
Good.
Right, Doku, for me, we saw last season, Doku sometimes would have a game and then a great game, then he'd get dropped. Do you think Doku starts? I think he's got to, right?
I think so. I think he'd absolutely burn holes with on Cancelo.
Yeah.
Can you imagine?
Yeah.
Can you imagine? Can you imagine if Cancelo takes out Rodri and Rodri goes off on a stretcher? Can you imagine what the reaction is going to be from everybody? They want to kill him.
Thanks for bringing it up, Alan. Yeah. Typical City. Now it's going to happen.
Alan, I want you, and I'm not asking you. I'm telling you. Stand up right now. Stand up. What's going on?
The PJs are on.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Right. Now, turn round.
Yeah, mute. Turn off his camera if you have to.
Walk to the back. No, what the hell?
Pause.
Right. Now.
Yes, officer. No, officer.
Bend down. Get on your hands and knees.
What?
Come on, do it. Just do it. Do it. Right. Now, in that corner is some wood. Turn round.
In the corners of what?
In the corner. Turn round. In the corner, there's some wood.
Wood?
Yeah.
Touch wood, like the stairs, the wooden stairs.
Yeah.
He doesn't know his own house. He doesn't know his own house for shit. Yeah.
Yeah, touch wood. Thank you. Right. Now, that is mad. I just asked Alan to bend over and touch wood. Pause.
You could have just asked him to not hit it, just tap his noggin. It's the same thing.
Thank you. And today that was, I don't know if that was only fans or if that was exercise with Daps, but either way, you've got your morning exercise now, Alan.
That's not only fans, that's only arthritis.
Yeah. I'll tell you what though, you've got me worried now. Nah, do you know what? Do you know what will be interesting, right? What will be interesting is seeing Cancelo and Pep.
Oh, no, yeah, that will be interesting.
Yeah, could be interesting.
Yeah, that could
be. Do you know I expect to have a good game because he always has good games against us when he was at Wolves, it's Ruben Neves.
Yeah.
Do you know what?
He's still a good player. Yeah.
I watched Al Hilal against Real Madrid, and they were really good, you know. They were moving the ball at very good pace. They're a good team. I mean, they're a team that I watched and thought, because I'm not going to act like I watch the Saudi League. I really don't, right? I haven't watched one game. I'm not someone that goes, oh, fucking hell, Ronaldo's over there. I'm going to watch a game. I don't watch it. But watching them, I thought, you know what? They're a good team, man. So we can't take them lightly. I don't think you can take... At this point now, we always said it, once you get into the knockout stage of this tournament, the quality is going to be very, very different, right? Because once you're here, you want to win it. There's no way that you get as far as the knockout stage of this Club World Cup with the money involved and you don't want to win it. And look, we've got, not on this, we've got that badge. We want to keep that badge, right? We want to be able to say we won the last ever Club World Cup old format and we've won the Club World Cup in the new format.
Yep.
Pep's never lost a Club World Cup final. Pep wants to win it.
If we win this, it doesn't mean we go to the next one, do we? I don't think we do.
I mean, that's the way. Do you know what? If we don't, then you have to say to FIFA, all right, cool. If you're not going to do it in the Club World Cup, that rule needs to go out in the normal World Cup as well.
Well, let's be honest, though. Even if we keep doing what we've done for the last 15 years, we don't have to win a Champions League. We'll get invited to this tournament anyway because of our coefficient.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
So if we keep going at the rate that we're going, continuously qualifying and performing well, consistently, worst case, quarterfinals, semi-finals every single year, even if any other English club doesn't win, unless an English club wins that isn't City wins the Champions League every year between now and 2029, we should probably get an invite to this.
Yeah.
And be honest though, because I've been kind of hyping it up as well too. Australia and New Zealand have shown interest in hosting this tournament in 4 years.
Alan will love that. Alan, I bet you can't wait for that, can you?
It's a 4Q pre-season.
Alan, aren't you looking forward to the Club World Cup coming to Australia?
Yeah, watch him change his perspective.
No.
You will.
Come on, Alan.
You will.
The Aussies don't cheer. All they shout is ball, ball, ball.
Well, that's the AFL. This is football.
They don't sing. They've got no fucking idea, mate. Seriously, about atmosphere. Why do you think
he blames us? He blames us for the ticketing errors of the precinct.
This lovely gentleman below us is an Australian fan. Is an Australian, right? And you're saying Australian know nothing. Very rude, Alan. Very rude.
I still can't believe we let him.
Why do you think Patrick goes over every 5 minutes to Manchester, apart from his working for Qantas?
Oh, God.
Oh, don't put this back on me.
I'm not.
No, don't put this back on me.
To be fair, I was mainly the brunt of the jokes, and fair enough, if that's my role, I'll take it. As long as I'm involved. Do not leave me out.
Sorry, I just wanted to play it. Right then, people, we are going to wrap it up here. It is a lovely day in England. Hopefully, we are going to have a show on Never a Foul shortly. I'm going to redirect over to my good friends Fam Zone. One is a Liverpool fan, one is an Arsenal fan. Go over there, tell them that it's a South Stand raid. Dap sent you. Smash a like, get their likes up over whatever. If it's at 20, get it up over 30. Please. It's an up-and-coming channel, and they are my good friends, so please go over and support them. I am going out and getting pissed. And remember, tonight is the under-21s England final against, I believe, France. So it's going to be a quality game.
Yeah, good luck, Jimmy.
And as Alan and I we had this conversation earlier. The current England captain is McAtee. Last time England won a tournament, I believe their captain was Harwood Bellis. And guess what? When they won the under-17s, it was Phil Foden. There seems to be an ongoing theme about winners.
Yeah.
On that note, I'm going to leave you with a couple more chants.
Do Hamza again.
I'll start off with Hamza. Please stay where you are. Watch the chants and go to Fam Zone and raid it and say Dap sent you. Appreciate Alan and Pat both joining me. We will be back tomorrow morning. We're out.
I pay 300 million when Cherki's only 30 million. Liverpool are getting scammed by 0.1 billion, and they're gonna have to pay for it. Sha-la-la-la-la-la-la-la, Cherki, sha-la-la-la-la-la-la, Cherki, sha-la-la-la-la-la-la, Cherki, we ain't paying 300 million. Never sign the weights in the leader, with a pint of their face, and a bucket of shite, and it keeps me going. Free me day and night, show me the way to Istanbul. Rub this gone in the Champions League final. We're Man City and we won the treble. The greatest thing you'll ever see. City!